Hey guys, this is the Belt, and today we'll look at some 4 reasons why this camera cannot beat DSLRs. I've already made a review on this one, this camera, and I have also done a unique video discussing top 5 features. But if I left out something that makes this camera not comparable to the DSLRs, then definitely I missed out on some things. And so now let us move on and to see what are these things that this camera lacks. And one thing is the options, the movie modes. It lacks in movie modes. You cannot select the settings, ISOs and every other thing in this camera. All you have is just HD or full HD, half HD options, and that you do not get 30 FPS at full HD. 180 at 1080 you do not get full HD. You have to come down, you have to scale down to 720p, and this is one of the drawbacks. And DSLR support the selection of settings in the camera in video modes. And moving on to the low light performance of this camera is not that impressive. Yes, the videos come out a big bright, and they come out really little well. If you go outside and if the light is completely great, then you could not imagine the quality of the video that you are going to get with this camera. It is pretty amazing. But sometimes I use a Nikon PowerShot SX50. The video quality of that one is not bright, but the amount of noise that the camera produces is less than the amount of noise this camera produces at the same settings. So this is one of the things, even though that is a point and shoot camera, and this one brought this camera down a bit, and that is one of the reasons. That is one of the reasons that it cannot be the DSLR camera. But I have mentioned the point and shoot camera, which is Nikon PowerShot SX50, and I have been mentioning this camera, which is Canon PowerShot SX50 HS. But the matter is that it is an old camera. It is almost 2 years old now, and this one is latest, which the camera that I am using to film this, it is a really latest camera. But even though that is a latest camera, this latest step out in bad brightness, if new version of this camera comes out, then I believe it will definitely be a higher version on that one, and truly amazing experience that will be. Now let's moving on, and then we'll see that it does not allow you to swap lenses. It's almost similar to a DSLR camera, and the almost price is similar to the Nikon Coolpix D3200 or 3100. In fact, the 5100 also shot down to the price of this camera. So if only reason you have to go for this camera is because of the telephoto lens, and this telephoto lens is really amazing. It won't disappoint you, but it does not have the low light capacity, and it also does not allow you to take to crop the photographs. And this is one thing, the cropping of the photographs is not possible in this camera, and this is one of the points. And I was talking about the ability to swap lenses, and being a DSLR you need to swap lenses depending upon the situation. But the person who goes for this camera is definitely going for birding, and he does not require the swapping of lenses. And the fourth point that I had to mention was the ability to crop images, that I covered that already. And if you are definitely into the cropping images, and if you took an image and you forgot to cover a part of that image, then you definitely require to crop that part. And when you go to crop that part, then definitely do not do that, because I have seen that after cropping the images they get a lot of blurry, and it is definitely not worth printing on large frames and large canvases. It is not really a good thing And there is one more thing that I am going to mention. It is just 4 reasons are already covered, but the fifth one I called, you can take it as a bonus one. This camera is not on par with the quality some other cameras are. They are pretty new cameras, so they also lack some of the features, but the zoom that Nikon P600 has really great, and the video quality is that Panasonic FZ200 has is amazing, because the Panasonic cameras, although the price of that camera is pretty much low and the zoom of the camera is also low, but the video quality stands out so completely well in front of this camera. And if I had to recommend, if you are not going for the zoom, and 34x is all that required to you, then you could go with the camera that I just mentioned. And if a completely long zoom is required to you, go with the Nikon P600. And if you are buying this one, completely great. It just just have to mention the alternatives that are available to this camera. And this is all. These are 5 reasons with one bonus out there. These are the 5 reasons that this camera is not better than the DSLRs. Although the fifth one was not for the DSLRs, but compared to the DSLR, there are many other reasons that are all does not make this camera worth the DSLR cameras, except for one telephoto lens. But these are some main features that make this camera not on par with the DSLR, and I had to mention that, and I have completed mentioning that. So thanks for watching, and until the next video that I come up with, thank you very much.